Tell me something in the meantime.
We are talking about our days, and now Lorella told me that she today or yesterday she went to the swimming pool. Today she went to the swimming pool.
I'm back at 4:30. I was at home.
You just came back from where?
Swimming pool.
From the swimming pool. The swimming pool. Oh, lucky you. I would like so much to go to the swimming pool. But you know what? With this COVID, I'm a little afraid of going to inside the swimming pools.
Me
so
too.
I'm waiting for the good weather to go on the outdoor swimming pools. Because
There aren't many people in the swimming pool inside, because you have to phone before going. So there are not many people.
Yes, so they accept a limited number.
I like going to the swimming pool and to the sauna too, but now I'm afraid, so I'm waiting because I'm not sure
yes,
and relax. So I prefer to wait
for better periods.
Today I can't go to the swimming pool because I worked from the 8 in the morning until 4 o'clock in the PM.
So you wouldn't have been able in any case. You couldn't.
In any case, I wouldn't.
Hi, Valentina. Welcome. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
We're waiting for a few people to join to start the lesson. How was your day, Valentina?
Today, it was a heavy day in the morning with the school.
Yes, we were just talking, Antonella, Loretta, and me, how hard our day was, you know, today.
No, but the situation is getting better, the situation, general situation.
You think so?
Yeah. It was just the problem in on Christmas
period.
Yeah, it was the problem.
During the Christmas period. Hi, Serafino, welcome. How was your day today? Hello, how was your day today?
I don't understand, sorry.
How was your day today? Did you have a good day, a hard day?
Good day. I'm finished the lesson in my school, and I'm starting in this moment English.
English, so we're all happy, and this changes the perception of the day. We were talking about our days and saying how tired we are, but now we're together, and let's forget about all the problems. Let's concentrate, you know, on our class on English, and forget all the other problems. So, but before we start, I really want to thank you very much, because I know how heavy it is after a working day, a hard working day, having to, you know, join an English lesson. So thank you very much indeed.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, Maria Pia.
You're really very nice. I'm not sure if I were you, if I would have joined today. Probably I would have said, oh, I'll go tomorrow. I'm too tired.
Maria,
yes.
If we are here, it's just because it's a pleasure.
Good, good. I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that. Okay, so, well, first of all, before I forget, because I tend to forget this kind of things, this is the link to sign your presents, first of all. Then, okay, I haven't received anything from Valentina or Loretta or Serafino, not even from Antonella, I think, but I'm starting to receive you know, writings to correct in preparation for the writing part of the exam. And I have noticed a number of things, but among them, a great difficulty in English punctuation, because it is different from Italian one. So I just wanted to tell you a couple of things about English punctuation, if it's okay for you, to help you, you know, make a correct writing. And I have prepared.
Yes. I sent you 2 essays.
Really? Did I correct them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, one about the success or the
okay, money or success. Yes.
And the other
okay,
about,
so you know what, Antonella? I thought I connected it.
Yeah,
I connected
them
with them. I corrected them, but I connected them with the wrong Antonella then. I didn't think it was you. sorry.
It's me. It's me.
No, I remember having corrected them, but I thought they were from a different Antonella, not from you. Okay, sorry. Okay, no so problem. In this case, if you want to, we can have a look at them together, and so we can discuss your mistakes if you want to. And
Maria, sorry, I didn't send you any work because I tried with the English, improve English and improve.
Write and improve, write and improve. And you got the correction from there.
Yes,
okay.
There is this signature of what is wrong, but they don't give you the right
correction. Yes, so that's why I tell you it's better to send them to me.
Okay.
Correct.
Yes.
If you want to, we can have a look at them together, and so you can.
Yeah, I saw it's very interesting. There are many essays. It's very interesting. Many ideas.
Yes, it's a useful website, but it's more useful for the correction to send the writings to me if you want to, whatever you want to. Don't you feel sorry or disappointed or whatever if you had no time. But I wanted to tell you that for what you will do it later on during the year. Don't worry in the list. But what I meant to say is that I have received a couple of works and have noticed, generally speaking, mistakes in the punctuation, because the way English people use commas, semicolons, colons, and so on is very different from what we do in Italian. So I wanted to give you a couple of ideas or hints to write a correct writing. And then we can have a look at your writings and discuss about your mistakes if you want to. No problems at all.
Okay, if you want to read my essays.
Sure. But let's start with the punctuation first.
Okay.
Let's share the screen. And hello. Why doesn't it allow me to share the screen? Oh, here it is now. Took some time. And I have written a couple of ideas. So no problems at all.
Okay, if you want to read my essays.
Sure. But let's start with. Okay. So the things I have noticed, many of you make mistakes on, is okay as regards the comma è la virgola, the comma. In Italian, we don't need it, but in English, we do. After the introductory element, we need a comma. For example, in the meantime, comma, while I was blah, blah, however, comma, moreover, comma, then, comma, okay? So we need a comma after the introductory element. And we don't use it in Italian, but it's compulsory in English. Then the comma is used to separate items in a series, and you do that correctly up to a certain point, up to the last part. For example, he bought bread, ham, and sausages. Before and in English, we need the comma. In Italian, we don't, but in English, we do. I often went to ski in the mountains, to cycle in the plains, or to swim in the lake. Before or, we need a comma. Okay, so the comma goes in between all the items, even the last one, even if there is an and or a or another preposition, linking word, okay? And then a comma is used to add extra information. For example, my mother, who was a very practical woman, didn't accept it. This "who was a very practical woman" is a secondary sentence which can stand by itself, so it must be in between commas. Okay, because the main sentence is my mother didn't accept it. And there's a secondary sentence, my mother was a very practical woman, and so this secondary sentence must be put in between commas. Okay? Many of you write, my mother, who was a practical woman, comma, didn't accept it. No, both at the beginning and at the end, we need the comma.
But it's like Italian.
This is like Italian, but many of you really write wrong this part. So yes, so this is like Italian, but nevertheless, you know, you tend to make mistakes in this. And on the contrary, never ever use the comma between the subject and the main verb of a sentence. The man at the door, comma, told her, no, please don't. The man at the door, even if it's a long subject, it's the subject. And told is the main verb, so no comma between the subject and the verb. This is also like in Italian, but nevertheless, people often make mistakes. Okay, so remember, comma after the introductory word. To separate items, even the last one, even before and or. And when you add extra information, when you have a secondary sentence or something like that, never ever use a comma between the main subject and the subject and the main verb of the sentence. Okay? So far, so good. Is it okay up to now?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, of course.
Good. It looks obvious, but it isn't obvious because I've noticed it many times that people, you know, tend to write wrong commas in the wrong places. Okay, the colon. The colon again looks very obvious, but evidently it's not so obvious. The colon is used to introduce a specific example or explanation, like I do here, colon. Okay, or we have a problem, colon. She can't read Russian. Okay, we have a problem, and this is the problem. She cannot read Russian. Do you want me to make it larger? Well, maybe this is too large. Sorry, why didn't you ask me? Is this better?
No, it is better before.
It was better
no, it's
before.
enough if you
It
close.
was better before, yes, because we
No,
cannot
it is
see all the column, all the sheet.
Okay, what about here?
Okay.
It's okay here.
But maybe if you if you close the left column, it will spread.
Which one? The one on top?
Yes, where is spostamento?
Oh, this one, yes. Thank you. Okay, is that better?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Tell me next time. Don't you worry. Don't you hesitate to tell me. Okay, so the colon is used to introduce an example or an explanation. Like, we have a problem, colon. She can't read Russian. Okay. I don't know. Like I did here. To introduce a specific summary, colon, blah, 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 blah. To introduce a list, colon. Okay, in this way. Or it's used to introduce a list. There are 3 reasons for this, colon. You're too young, too smart, and too busy to start doing this. Okay? Before a list, you put the colon. That's very similar to Italian. In Italian, we do the same, actually. And
yes,
then
we do the same. No, the problem is that also in Italy, few people are able to write well.
With the correct punctuation. With the correct punctuation. But okay, they're minor things, so they're not big mistakes, but it all contributes, you know. So since they're very easy, actually, you don't need to, I don't know, to study too much to apply them. Why not learn them? And then it's also used to introduce a quote. He shouted, colon, stop doing this, okay? In American English, they often say he shouted, comma, instead of colon, comma. Both are accepted, but personally, I prefer the colon. Okay, but you could also write, he shouted, he shouted, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's what they would do in the States. Put a comma instead of a colon. They're both accepted. Don't worry, write as you like. But in any case, a colon can be used to introduce a quote. Never, ever use it after a title. We don't say colon, comma, colon, okay? There's no need for a punctuation after a title. See, this is a title, no colons, no full stops, nothing. This is a title, no colon, no full stops, no commas, nothing, okay? After a title, in Italian, I think we tended to put a full stop. In English, we don't put anything because it's a title.
No, in Italian, we don't put a full stop.
Okay, we don't put anything either.
No.
Okay, same rule as in English. Nothing at the end of a title. A title stands by itself, okay? Right, so colon to introduce an example or an explanation, to introduce a list or a quote, okay? Semicolon, punto e virgola. Semicolon is used to show a connection between 2 sentences, independent sentences, complete sentences. Like, for example, I know she's ill. Nobody told me though. Okay, these are 2 independent sentences. I know she's ill and nobody told me, but they are connected. So you put a semicolon, okay? Or you can use semicolons instead of commas in lists with sentences which already contain a comma. For example, we went to 4 different cities. Santa Fe, which is in New Mexico, semicolon. Denver, Colorado, semicolon. Las Vegas, Nevada, semicolon. And Los Angeles, California. Okay, why don't we put a comma here? Because there's already a comma in the sentence, in the list. And so if we put commas, we get confused, you know? So when there's a list with elements which already have a comma in it, in this case, the elements of the list are separated by semicolon. Okay, so normally a list, do you remember, is separated with a comma. He bought bread, ham, and sausages. I often went to ski in mountains, to cycle in the plains, or to swim in the lake. But when in the list there are already commas, in this case, the items are separated by semicolon. Okay? And then another mistake you sometimes make, I found in some writings, is the ellipsis marks. The ellipsis marks are 3 dots, not more. Okay, so when you want to ellipse something, you put 3 dots, not 4 or 5. No, this is wrong. 3 dots. Okay, these are the main mistakes I have noticed. Oh, hello, Fabio. Hello, Mirko. Hello, Sarah. Welcome. I didn't realize that there were new entrances. We were talking about punctuation mistake. Yes, good afternoon, Mirko. Good evening, yes.
Good evening.
Hi, Sarah. Now, I was telling the other ones that I start getting writings to correct, and have noticed some common mistakes in punctuation, especially. And then we will have a look at some writings and see other mistakes. But in punctuation, I have noticed these mistakes. The comma, la nostra virgola, is used after the introductory element. In the meantime, comma, blah, 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 blah. However, comma, blah, 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 blah. Moreover, comma, then comma. Okay, when there's an introductory element, you need a comma before starting the sentence. The comma is also used to separate items in a series, like in Italian, but differently from Italian, it's also used to separate the last item. So, for example, he bought bread, ham, and sausages. Before "and" we need a comma. I often went to ski in the mountains, to cycle in the plains, or to swim in the lake. Before "or" we need a comma. Okay, this is different from Italian. Or to add extra information. For example, my mother, who was a very practical woman, didn't accept it. Who was a very practical woman is a secondary sentence which can go by its own, and so it must be put in between commas. And people often forget these commas. Okay? On the contrary, never ever use commas between the subject and the main verb. Even if the subject is a long one, it doesn't matter. No comma between the subject and the verb. The man at the door told her, no comma here. This is wrong. Okay?
Excuse me, and if I say the man, comma, who was sitting at the door?
Oh, yes. Yes, okay, that's perfect, because that becomes a secondary sentence.
Okay.
And so it must be put in between commas. But if there isn't a secondary sentence, even if the subject is a long subject, it doesn't matter. You don't have to put the comma between the subject and the verb. But of course, if there's a secondary sentence, yes, in that case, you need the commas. The colon, I due punti, are used to introduce an example or an explanation. We have a problem, colon. She can read Russian, for example. Or to introduce a list, colon. There are 3 reasons for this, colon. You're too young, too smart, too busy to start doing this. Okay, this colon goes before you list, you know, the reasons in this case. Or to introduce a quote. He shouted or he said, colon, stop doing this. Even if this is more British English. In America, they tend to use the comma. He shouted, comma, stop doing this, okay? But, so both systems are correct. Both systems are correct, but you can use commas. You can use commas before a quote. Perché non si è, ho sbagliato qualcosa? Volevo ripetere qua. Okay. Never use it after a title. Okay, a title goes by itself. No need for a full stop or a colon or anything after a title. So see, this is a title, nothing after it. This is a title, nothing after it. No full stop, no comma, nothing, okay? Semicolon are used to show a connection between 2 independent sentences. I know she's ill. Nobody told me though. So che è malata. Non che me l'abbia detto qualcuno, nessuno me l'ha detto tuttavia, okay? But these sentences are connected, so semicolon. Or in lists with sentences which already contain a comma. Usually for the elements of a list, you use a comma, but what if the elements already have a comma? For example, we went to 4 different cities. Santa Fe, comma, which is in New Mexico. You cannot put another comma here, so this comma becomes a semicolon. Denver, comma, Colorado, semicolon. Las Vegas, Nevada, semicolon. And Los Angeles, California. Okay, so when in the list the elements already have a comma, to make it clearer, instead of a comma, you put the semicolon. And another mistake people often make is they use more than 3 dots in the ellipsis marks. The ellipsis mark is made with only 3 dots, not more. Okay, these are the mistakes I often noticed in your writings, okay? Now, for example, would you like to correct one of the writings? I'll give you permission to share the screens. So, Antonella, if you want to share your screen, we can have a look at your writing and see the mistakes and see and discuss about them. Because this is useful for everyone, I think.
Okay. No, sorry.
Don't worry, it's okay.
It's okay? Can you see it?
Yes, we can see your screen, but we can't see the essay.
Okay. Why? I see the homework and here it is now.
I think I have corrected. Yeah, okay, right. Perfect. Thank
This
you
is
very much.
the first and the second.
Perfect. Perfect. Let's start with the first.
Mhm.
So, can you buy happiness? I can't remember what you had written. Non mi ricordo cosa tu avevi.
I wrote, could you buy happiness?
Okay, but in this case, could you is used as a more gentle, more, how can I say, kind form of can. But in this case, it's a general question. So you don't need to be particularly kind, you know, just a simple question. Can you buy happiness? Not the happiness, la felicità, because happiness is a general term. And with the general terms, you do not use any article.
Okay.
Okay. We can talk about articles as well. Okay, let's talk about articles. When you speak in general, can you see the chat? No, maybe not.
Pardon?
Can you see the chat? When you speak in general, for example, I don't know, cats are funny animals. Cats are funny animals. We're talking about cats in general. So we use the plural. Or we can use a cat is a funny animal. Un gatto è un animale, okay? If you use the cat, that means that specific cat, for example, the one we were talking, you know, we were speaking before, or the cat you gave me, or that specific cat, okay? When you talk in general, plural, cats are funny animals, or singular with a cat is a funny animal. If you use the cat, it means the one you know, the one we were talking about, or the one you know, that specific cat, not cats in general, okay? That specific cat.
Okay, and we can say the cats are mine. So
my cat is a funny animal. Yes.
But if I want to speak about two cats, and these cats that are mine, I can say the cats are mine. Can I say it?
Yes, you can say those cats are mine, but if you want to say are funny animals, you might say my cats are funny animals. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, they or those or that refer to specific, you know, things, in this case, animals. If you want to talk in general, either you use the plural, cats are funny animal, or the singular with a in front. A cat is a funny animal. If you say the cat, it means that specific cat, okay?
Excuse me.
Yes.
Is it used, a cat?
Yes, a cat is a very funny animal. Yes, why not? Yes. When there are general terms like happiness, you don't need anything. Happiness is a general term. Happiness is a general word, and no article is necessary. Happiness, you know. Hi, Annette, welcome. So being a general term, you don't put the in front. Can you buy happiness? Some people think that success is, here again, not the success. Success in general is the most important thing in their life. Again, general term, no article is needed, okay? And it's a singular, so is the most important thing in their life. Here you could put life or lives. Then, you know, I wanted to correct it and say lives, plural, but then I said, no, it's also accepted, life, it's okay. Comma, and they spend all their life working to reach success. They spend, I don't know what you had written. Non so cosa avevi scritto te.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
No, tu hai scritto they, comunque per il tempo si dice spend time. They spend all their life working to reach success. For them, okay, semicolon here is perfect. For them, nothing is enough, colon. They want more money, comma. They want beautiful houses, comma, cars and jewelry. Cars and jewelry is all together because they are things. The more they have, the more they want to have. The more vuol dire più hanno e più vogliono avere. Questo più, the more they have, the more they want to have. Okay. However, comma, this kind of life is stressful and sometimes it could bring mental diseases or illnesses and psychological, perché vi già messo qua illness. Okay, diseases and psychological illness. Moreover, comma, people that live only for success are sometimes alone and they suffer for loneliness. Again, loneliness is a general term.
And I forgot to put they. You added.
Yes, and
they.
sometimes that people that live only for success are sometimes alone and suffer. Ok, poteva anche andare senza they, per dire la verità, però il soggetto era molto distante, capito?
Okay.
E quindi ho preferito aggiungerlo. Poteva anche andare se. You could write, people that live only for success are sometimes alone and suffer from loneliness. Okay, it could go. But since the subject people is so far away, I preferred to put it. But it's okay. You could, yes, you could do without.
Okay.
On the contrary, comma, happiness is more important. When you're happy, everything seems better, comma. And you can appreciate, because it's a different, it's like a list, and you can appreciate what you have got and the people you live with. People, allora, person è una persona. Il plurale diventa people. Tu hai messo the persons. The
maybe
persons non esiste.
Okay. Okay.
One person, two people.
Okay.
One person, two people. People work to live, but they don't have to live to work. This philosophy helps everyone to be more relaxed and enjoy each day of their life. Non so cosa avevi messo qua.
Maybe each hour of the hidden. Each minute or each hour.
Ok, allora ho capito adesso cosa è successo. Hai messo hour senza H. E allora io non capivo cosa volevi dire, each hour.
Okay.
Perché senza H vuol dire hour, vuol dire nostro.
Certo,
e io ho detto, ma cosa voleva dire? Forse voleva dire ogni giorno della loro vita.
No, each hour.
Ok, allora each hour va bene, correggi pure, però hour, ora, è scritto con la H. Hour. Ok? Adesso mi ricordo così, tu hai scritto hour così, che vuol dire nostro, e io non capivo cosa volevi dire, capito? Ah, adesso ho capito, sì, e ti ho messo day, ma ok. Quindi hour con l'H. Each hour of their life. In conclusion, comma, ma qua l'avevi messa brava, I'm convinced that money can't buy happiness and success is nothing compared to happiness. Okay, but altogether, very good, very good. So just a couple of mistakes that now I hope you, you know, won't do again. Essay 2. Have you ever felt like a fish out of water? I like this one very much. It might happen when you're abroad and you don't speak the native's language. It's very important to know a foreign language, especially English. But how much does it cost? You can attend individual or group classes in presence or online, but the best way is living in the country where it is spoken. First, because although it seems more expensive, it's definitely the only way to speak and listen to this language all day long with the correct accent. Second, qua c'è una virgola che mi sono dimenticata di metterla, because you improve the language more quickly. As a matter of fact, mi sono dimenticata di metterti as a matter of fact, when you are abroad, you are forced to speak to be understood, and you can't use the wrong language. Full immersion is always the answer to your problem if you want to learn or improve a language. And after a couple of weeks, you finally won't feel like a fish out of water, but you'll become confident and swim safely. Molto bella. Feel nel senso di feel, sentirsi, sensazione, si scrive con 2 E e una L, feel. Invece fell con una E e una L è il passato di to fall.
To fall. Yeah, I know, but maybe I wrote in a mistake.
In a hurry, yes, you were writing quickly and you made a mistake, yes. On the contrary, to feel, felt, okay?
Maria Pia,
yes.
after first, can I put a comma or not? First, because...
There's a comma. Okay, first because... First, allora togli dopo because, allora se vuoi metterla dopo first, togli dopo because. Sì, ok. First, because...
but now it is a second...
no, although hai ragione, perché c'è un'altra, although it seems... Sì, allora giusto, metti anche dopo first, allora. Sì,
first,
comma, because, although it seems more expensive, it's definitely the only way, blah, blah. Second, comma, because you improve, blah, blah. Ok, comunque molto bello. Questo era perfetto, tranne feel, andava benissimo.
Okay,
il primo non hai capito il discorso dei general terms, come happiness, success, che non vogliono l'articolo davanti.
Ok.
E people, mi raccomando, person, one person, two people.
I wrote the first essay during the lesson, and here I listened to the lesson, and meanwhile I wrote
yes,
second.
Of course. Not enough concentration. Don't worry anyway. But yes, you did it very well. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Can you just give me a second? I need a tissue. Just a second. Coming back in a second. Here I am back with you. I needed a tissue, a hanky. Okay, does anybody else want, I'll repeat no, okay, I repeat the link to sign the presence, just a second, for the late comers, per quelli che sono arrivati più tardi. This is a link to sign the presence.
Grazie.
Now, what would you like to do today? Does anybody else want to have their writing corrected so that we can, you know, have a look at the mistakes and correct them?
Excuse me.
Yes.
Can I ask what the meaning for have you ever felt like a fish cut of water?
Ti sei mai sentito come un pesce fuor d'acqua?
Ah, out of water.
Yes.
I understood the cut.
No,
Cut of water.
couldn't you see the screen? Non riuscivi a vedere il...
Not so much for me.
No. Have you ever felt like a fish out of water? Ti sei mai sentito come un pesce fuori
Yes,
acqua?
now I understand.
This is a very good starting because it makes you want to read more, and the conclusion, which goes back to the start. Perfect. I really like.
Maria Pia, scusami,
Yes.
se clicco sul link mi sparisce il link, non riesco a firmare.
Come? Cosa succede?
Ah, ok, no.
Okay.
A posto, grazie.
Perfect, no problems. Okay, so would you like me to correct something else, or do you prefer to send them to me to have it corrected personally? But I really appreciate if you wanted to correct them publicly, so to say, because your mistakes might be often are the same mistakes everybody makes. And so correcting your mistakes, we can help everyone, you know. So if you want to, that would be very useful. If you prefer me to correct your homework personally, just send them to me by email, no problems. So,
excuse me, did we have a task or was it free? Because I didn't attend the last part.
Don't worry, there's nothing compulsory, absolutely nothing. When you have your adults, grown-ups, when you have time, simply practice.
No, but I didn't understand if the text we have just read was a suggestion or if they were free.
Yes,
the theme.
They were not compulsory, not mandatory at all. There's nothing compulsory.
Okay.
But of course, if you want to prepare to get ready for the exam, the more you practice and the better it is. So I'm here to help you. If you want to send me your writings, I'd be very happy to correct them. But of course, if you have no time, don't worry in the least. You'll do it next week, in 2 weeks' time, whenever you want to. Okay, there's nothing compulsory, absolutely nothing. Even the lessons, if you can attend the lessons, it's perfect. If you cannot attend, you can watch them on YouTube channel, or you can come maybe tomorrow to another lesson, or, you know, it's all free because we are adults, so we have a lot of things to do, a lot of problems, a lot of things to take care of, and English must be a pleasant thing to do, not a heavy burden.
Okay. So me, I tried an email.
Good. Can you share the screen so
yes,
that we can
the
correct
problem
it?
I've it's a test of 400 words.
Wow, that's a long email.
So but I tried to redact it, and I found a text. I created a text of 300 words. If you want,
yes.
me, I would prefer the if I will not bore disturb the bigger one. So because maybe there are more mistakes and you can correct it.
As you prefer. If you prefer me to correct it for you personally, no problems.
No, for me it is not a problem. I don't want to bore, since it's very long.
Okay.
I don't want to bore to annoiare.
We can start. We can start.
Yes.
Sorry, can I say a thing before?
Yes.
I don't understand if for the B2 exam, we have to do an essay or an
Yes.
email, because last
No.
week I was wrong. I was in the B1.
You were in B1. In
course.
B1,
So-
the first part is always an email. In B2, the first part is always an essay.
Okay.
And the second part is a choice between a review, an email, a story. I have written, let me share the screen with you, and we don't need this one anymore. Well, I think I have put it in the shared Google Documents. Penso di averlo messo nel documento condiviso. You have a total time of 80 minutes, 1 hour and 20 minutes. And you have to write 2 texts of from 140 to 190 words. So 300 is definitely too long. And the question 1 is compulsory, and it is always an essay. Part 2.
Maria, sorry, how long is the exam? Well, in total, all the exams, is it perhaps 2 hours?
Oh, all together? Oh,
All
no, it will be something like 4 hours.
Sorry?
4 hours, about 4 hours altogether.
But is it divided into pieces?
Yes. Oh, no, you do it, well, the speaking part you enter, maybe not everyone on the same day, maybe some of you will go to the following day or to the 2 days afterwards, but all the rest is together, all together. And the listening part lasts 1 hour. The writing part, 1 hour and 20 minutes. The reading and I think it's also 1 hour and it's something like 4 hours.
Do you know what? I found listening very difficult.
Yes, the listenings are very difficult. You have to practice. You have to practice. There's nothing
very
else.
Difficult because you have to choose.
Exactly, because they are tricky. Yes, they are very
people
tricky.
Who speaks about something and they could seem similar for us, which have a middle level.
Exactly.
It's difficult.
Wait a second. There was reading. Okay, for example, reading. But this is part 1. We will do all the parts. This is part 1, though. No, wait a second. I should have written. Oh, ecco qua, maybe this. 55 minutes. Let's say 1 hour for the reading. Okay, so 1 hour for the reading. 1 hour for the reading. 1 hour and 20 minutes for the writing. 1 hour for the listening, which makes 3 hours and 20 minutes, and 45 minutes speaking. 4 hours altogether, and all in the same day. The speaking,
is it all in the same day?
The speaking could be postponed because, of course, they have to listen to all of you. And
okay, so I give up.
No, why? Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't give up. Never give up. Now, the listening is very difficult because we will talk about it, and I will tell you what to notice and how to manage. But it is difficult because it's very tricky. ti imbrogliano. For example.
Yes, there are, there are some particulars.
Exactly. For example, if the question is, does the lady buy the red shirt or the blue shirt or the black shirt or the white shirt? The listening would be something like, can I have the red shirt? Yeah, madam, but no, actually we don't have it in red. We have it in white or black or blue. Okay, can I try the blue one on? Yes, the changing rooms are over there. Okay, the blue one is a little too, can I have a wider size, for example, a little too tight? Can I have a wider size? We've got it in black. Okay, let's try the black, blah, 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 blah. So in between, they mention all the different points. And so to make a choice, you have to really understand the whole meaning. So this is very difficult. You can't say
it's not just
red, it means this is the correct answer. No.
It's not just right or wrong. There are, non so come si dice, delle sfumature.
Yes, fates, yes. There are many fates sono le sfumature. Yes, there are many, they will mention all the possible answers. They will all be mentioned. So don't you stop at what you have caught, because what you catch can be not the correct answer. You have to understand the entire, listening. But they repeat it like the impulsive test. Exactly. Now it's your turn. Loretta dice, now it's our turn.
Like yes, they just give you 1 minute to read all the questions. Just
yes,
all.
They give you a little time to have a look at the questions before, and then they read the listening. You will hear the listenings twice. So the first listening, try and understand and make a little brainstorming about what you think is the correct answer. In the second listening, you check if what you thought was the correct is really the correct answer. Okay. Yes, you need to practice. That's why I have put many readings in the shared Google document, because if you go there, you click, there are many different examples. But we will do the listening part and the reading part as well. Okay, now we were talking about the speaking and the writing part. So Mirko, do you want to share the screen, or would you prefer me to correct it for you personally?
If you want, we can stop when you want.
Okay, let's start it, and then if it becomes too long, we can stop.
Ok, yeah. Condividi schermo.
Yes, please. E condividi anche l'audio. Share the audio as well.
Wait.
Beh, forse non essendo video così basta anche condividi schermo in effetti.
Wait a moment, because I've got many files opened, and I can't.
I can well understand. I've got so many files open.
Wow.
Okay, in the meantime, did you all manage to sign the presents? No problems about that? Okay, good. Good. Then if you want to, we can try again another writing. And in the meantime, I can make the speaking part with a couple of you.
It's the wrong one.
This is all blank.
Nothing
written on it.
And now I don't know how to. Interrompi condivisione, right? Sorry. Because I used with Google Meet, and it's more easy.
It's easier. Okay, don't worry. Don't worry. Do
just
it at your own pace. We can do it afterwards, no problems. Now, if it's okay for you, and this would probably be the last writing chance of correcting the writing part, and then next time we will discuss about either the reading or the listening. We will see. So if it's okay for you, the idea would be to try the speaking part with the two of you, while the others can try the writing part, the essay or whatever they want to. So who wants to do the speaking? Oh, okay, you did it, right?
okay.
Okay, so what was the title?
Oh, the title was it was on the task that you had us in a file I found, and it was about an email to write to a friend that asked me to give him some information for a colleague that was interested to visit my
area.
my area.
Your area. Okay. Okay, dear David. Okay, first of all, Mirko, you need to write who you're writing the email to and who it is from and the subject. So to David, from Mirko, but don't write your personal name. Subject, information about my area.
Okay.
Okay, so put, yes.
Excuse me, Mirko, can you zoom a little the file, please?
Closer, zoom in.
I think yes.
Can you zoom in? Yes, even more if, oh, perfect, perfect.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay, so to David, from, okay, don't write your name. They ask you not to write your personal name. In this case, you can do it now, but yes, okay. And subject, information. Subject, J, yes, perfect. Information about my area. Information. Anyway, dear David, how are you? It's a pleasure hearing from you. Why did you put a question mark?
Sorry.
Okay.
Because in the longer part, I wrote, "How is your girlfriend?"
Okay, but you don't need to write more than you are asked. Stick to the points you are asked to talk about, because otherwise, of course, you write too much. I'm very happy to help your colleague during his journey in Polesine. Non è detto che il colleague fosse un maschio, ma comunque facciamo finta che lo sia. Perché hai detto his journey, maybe it's a she colleague.
Okay.
Okay. Let's start from the natural aspect. Polesine is the land between the two main rivers of Italy, Po and Adige. And delta of Po delta is a unique. Okay, let me think why I would say a unique and not an unique. A unique humid con l'H davanti, ma allora non so perché, no, scusami, unique va bene senza H, humid con la H davanti.
Okay.
Il punto è che io scriverei e unique e non n unique e non so perché. Perché in effetti iniziando per vocale dovrebbe essere n unique, ma io non direi mai n unique, e unique. Ci sarà una ragione, ci sarà una regola. Comunque è unique.
Depend on the sound, the consonant
Maybe
of
it's the
the
sound.
sound.
Maybe, yes, maybe it's the sound. Is a unique humid area with a special fauna and flora. There you can still see fossil dunes. Wow, davvero. The cohabitation of humans with water is witnessed by the many canals you can find in that area. Water around is pumped inside. Without them, the landscape would be a swamp, as it was before the land had been reclaimed. Perché hai messo la virgola dopo was? As it was before the land had been reclaimed.
Dove?
Dopo was, as it was before the land, senza virgola. In Porto Tolle.
Swamp, swamp,
Yes.
as it was.
No. As it was, togli la virgola. As it was before the land had been reclaimed. In Porto Tolle, you can find, can you scroll up? Yes, you can find the Reclaimed Museum, seated in an old dewatering. Scusa, cosa volevi dire con seated?
La bonifica è una...
No, seated, il verbo seated.
Situata.
Ok, placed, oppure... Located, sì, esatto. Located in an old dewatering. Not far from the sea, there's, con la I finale, Adria, and Etruscan town.
Not from the sea, there's Adria.
There è scritto con la I finale, there. There's Adria, an Etruscan town. If your friend's interested in ancient history, you'll find one of the most important Etruscan museums. The capital city of Polesine is Rovigo, with its medieval, non ce l'ha in mezzo, medieval towers and the Great Rivers Museum. I'd signal Robert Bella Palace. Allora, I'd point out to you, perché signal non si usa sempre per gli umani, è più una roba per gli automi, per queste cose. I'd point out to you or suggest you also Robert Bella Palace with its expositions. Suggest anche. Dove siamo qua? Aspetta, mi sono persa. Our days at the moment, Kandinsky.
At the moment.
Or in these days, Kandinsky. In this period. Okay. If your friend will visit Polesine in summer, don't forget our seaside. There's an equipped one, Rosa Pineta, and a wild one, Porto Caleri, which I prefer. Which è scritto con la H, W-H-I-C-H, and before which, a comma. Porto Caleri, comma, which I prefer. While it's very easy to reach Rovigo by train, it's very difficult to get around without a car. The positive aspect, Polesine is a flat area, comfortable for cycling. Allora, comfortable, suitable for cycling. Indeed, he will find bike paths, non serve roads, bike paths or bike tracks, senza walking, bike paths all along both the two rivers.
Perché ho cercato sul vocabolario costeggiando.
Ho capito, però...
E invece cosa mi hai detto tu?
Along, basta along. Io avevo messo all along perché è un po' più così, all along, tutto lungo, all along. Ok, both the two rivers, until the sea. Va bene. Tell your friend.
Excuse me, may I ask a question?
Sure.
While, the word while, can we use it even to compare? Compare to pictures, to images, while the first one is
yeah, sure. Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yes, it's very useful. While in the first picture we can see blah blah blah. On the contrary, on the second picture, blah blah blah. Oppure in the first picture we can see, while in the second picture we can see blah blah. Sì, perfect.
Okay. May I ask another question?
Sure.
To Mirko. Please. Mirko, are you from Adria?
I'm from a little town near Adria.
Yes, we can see that, and you're very much in love with your area. E ami molto la tua zona.
Yeah.
Maria Pia.
Yes.
A question about a comma in the sentence. Where is if your friends interested in ancient history, can we put a comma after history?
Actually, yes, you have to see that
because it is a secondary sentence.
You're right. Doveva esserci infatti una virgola.
Where is it?
If your friends
third line from the top. Third line from the top. In your screen now, the third line in ancient history. Comma.
Okay, right.
Yeah, right. Sorry, I didn't notice it. You'll find one of the most important transformations. Museums, blah, blah. All along both of the two rivers until the sea. Tell your friend to inform me when he's going to come, comma, so that we can manage some visits together. I hope you two will decide to see me, to meet me, to visit me in Polesine. You know, I am on coach surfing. I can host you. Nel senso puoi dargli alloggio. I can host you. Guest è l'ospite, quello che viene, diciamo. Invece host è l'ospite, quello che accoglie. Invece che to visit me. Ok. Can you scroll up?
Figli, sei tutto veloce, che poi rinchiusi in un'auto ad aspettare i figli, sei tutto veloce, questa società un po' atomizzata.
Who's this?
Il figlione per comprendere la complessità della realtà e per liberarsi dalla mediocrità della vita e che la capacità di pensare sia sempre con noi.
Okay, with the Zoom, you can keep your microphones open, but if you're listening to somebody else or if there are noises in the background, please switch the microphone off.
Noi diremo dal Gioberti occupato, l'occupazione del cortile e della palestra del Gioberti, iniziata appunto.
Okay, can you stop sharing, Mirko, please? Can you stop sharing?
Okay.
For a second.
Allora, cominciamo da lei perché qualcuno già conosce una dell'antistituto.
Serafino, ok.
Serafino, penso che
disattiviamo l'audio. Ho disattivato, ok, can you share again? Ho disattivato l'audio di Serafino perché si sentiva tutto di sottofondo. Ok, so, dove eravamo arrivati?
We have finished.
Ah, è finito così? No. Ah, ok. Ok, allora Mirko, it's really very good, but too long.
Yes.
Okay,
no, in this case, I should leave
just
the part.
Give the main information. Give just the main information. Polesine is land between the two main rivers of Italy, Po and Adige. It's a unique humid area with a special fauna and flora. You can see here fossil dunes together with many canals. So you have to shorten it. It's too long, basically. It's very good, though, very, very good. You're doing very well. Only simply short it. First, because you will have a maximum of 40 minutes. And you cannot write all these things in 40 minutes. And because you have a maximum of 190 words. And you have to stay, you know, within that limit. Plus, there were other points you had to talk about, weren't there? C'erano anche altri punti che dovevi sviluppare, giusto?
I don't think so, no.
Ok, forse no, allora, va bene. No, molto, molto bello, congratulations, very, very good. But because this is probably a topic you particularly like, you particularly felt, you wrote a lot. Maybe if you try a different topic, you will be able to write a more...
I was looking something, I shouldn't think too much.
Yes, too much. Too much. Ma molto bene, sai Mirko, molto molto bello, congratulazioni. L'unica cosa è troppo lungo, quando sei là devi fare una cosa più breve, ma secondo me se semplicemente ti arriva un altro argomento farai una cosa più breve, questo ti sei proprio fatto prendere dall'entusiasmo. Ok. Ok, can you stop sharing, please? Good. Now, who wants to try the speaking part and while the other ones try the writing part? Chi vuole provare a fare lo speaking mentre gli altri fanno lo scritto? A proposito, cerchiamo qualcosa da scrivere. Avete trovato voi un qualcosa? Un essay su... Cosa volete fare questo essay? Vabbè dai, cerchiamolo. Cerchiamolo su... write and improve, because there are many, many suggestions there. So when you have time, you go to write and improve. Click on intermediate. Password, non me la ricordo più, forse questa. Ok. Ok, so intermediate. And you can find many, many examples. So would you like another essay? We want an essay, something essential. Something that is essential to me. Articles wanted. Okay, no, we don't want an article, we want an essay. Okay. We can also try a report. Oh my God. Sì, pronto? Sì, però posso richiamare io fra un'ora perché adesso sono al lavoro e non posso rispondere, non posso stare al telefono. La richiamo dopo le 7, va bene? Ok, nessun problema, nessun problema. A dopo, grazie, grazie. Questo è il telefono di... We can also try story.
Maria Pia, on the right side of your page, there are essays.
This is what we have already done, history.
Okay.
Adventures in our lives. We have already done.
Okay, sorry.
No problems. Uffa, ma dove sono gli essay?
Maria Pia, but about the other writer, there are no. We have
You have to choose. You have to choose between second part. It's a choice.
Okay.
Between, where did I write it? Part 2 is a choice between an article or a story or a article, story, a report, an email. Avevo scritto, aspetta, dov'era? Okay, you have to choose between an article, an email, a letter, a report, or a review, or a story. There can be a story as well.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, so if you want to try a story or a review, we can do that.
I think here I found some example.
Where?
In this file.
Oh, yes, that's what I tried to say, because I was trying to tell you how to do that. I have written this. How to write a good article. First of all, look at what the article is for. Is it for a website? Is it for a magazine? Is it for a newspaper? And then look at who it's meant for scholars, for studiosi, for students, for common people, because of course you have to use the correct style and, style basically. Because this helps you to decide what register to use. An article is normally written in a semi-informal or informal way, which means you should use common abbreviations like I'm, don't, etc., and common expressions like tones of, awesome, etc., but no slang or too colloquial words, because you're talking to people you don't know personally. So you don't need it to be too informal, but not too friendly either. However, you must try to involve the readers, address to them directly, ask questions, etc. Okay, this is for an article. Example, you see this announcement on an English language website. The most useful thing I have ever learned. What is the most useful thing you have learned? Who did you learn it from? Why is it useful? Write us an article answering these questions. We will publish the best article on our website. So, the most useful thing I have ever learned, senza punto, come dicevamo. Questo avevamo fatto insieme, class 1. E quindi il suggerimento era partire con una domanda. Isn't it difficult to state what the most useful thing was in your life? For me, it was getting my driving license. I will always remember the day I took the exam. It was raining so hard that the roads were all slippery and the visibility was very low. I was asked to park in a side road. Questo l'abbiamo fatto insieme con la classe B1. Ok? Per fare un esempio, allora, introduction, a hook to involve the reader, usually a question. This is difficult to state what, body of the article, and conclusion, which goes back to the introduction. Was it the same for you, for example? Okay. The article comprises heading, byline, and the body, 3-4 paragraphs, divided into introduction, main content, and conclusion. Okay, so the title is the title given. The most useful thing I have ever learned. E di nuovo senza punto. the byline, by Maria Pia Girolami, ma ovviamente non mettete il vostro nome vero. Then a brief introduction, a hook to catch the reader's attention. A question is perfect. Have you ever wondered? I'm sure you can imagine. Can you believe? I will never forget. Okay, something like this. Then there are always 3 points you have to write about. In this case, the 3 points were, what is the most useful thing you have learned? Point 1. Who did you learn it from? Point 2. Why is it useful? Point 3. Okay, so the body of the article must reply to all these points, all these questions. And normally a paragraph each is the best way. So 3 paragraphs. And finally, a closing paragraph is necessary, summarizing your point. Be careful, stick to the topic. Don't write about unrelated things. Support your idea with examples or reasons. Make your article interesting by using questions and suspense. Use a varied language with adjectives, phrasal verbs, etc. Give your article a good order with an introduction, 3 connected paragraphs, and a conclusion. And this was another example, okay? Then there was the example of a story, how to write a good story. You must always start with the sentence provided in the question. This is, for example, what you can get. Your English teacher has asked you to write a story. Your story must begin with this sentence. When I got on the train, I found a seat and sat down. Write your story. So when I got on the train, I found a seat and sat down. On the seat, I found a book of mystery stories, blah, blah, blah. This is an example, okay? So would you like to try maybe this one, the story? Let's try the story.
Maria, how many words I write in a story?
As always the same, from 140 to 190. Yes. Okay. The same length for all the questions. Both the essay, the email, the story, the report, they're all the same. A minimum of 140 and a maximum of 190 words. Okay, I posted in the chat the title. Try and write your story. The story must begin with this sentence. When I got on the train, you must know the past tense of the verbs very well, because it will be in the past. Dovete assolutamente sapere bene il passato dei verbi, perché la storia, eccetera, sarà al passato. Quindi, when I got on the train, I found a seat and sat down. Okay, write your story. Minimum of 140, maximum 190 words. Okay, in the meantime, would you prefer us to write it together? Preferite che lo facciamo insieme? O preferite, secondo me no, però. I think it's more useful for you to try it by yourselves. Yes, you try it by yourselves, and in the meantime, 2 people who want to try the speaking part. Come on.
Però potremmo aggiungere, we could add a sentence each one. Invent a story.
If you want to, yes. Would you like to do that? Volete fare questo? Ditemi voi.
It's a play, yes.
It's a game, yes.
Yes, a game.
Play è il verbo, game è il sostantivo. It's a game. Okay, let's do this game. When I got on the train, I found a seat and sat down. Okay, so When I got on the train, I found a seat and sat down. Okay, so who wants to go on? Beh?
No one was there.
You have little imagination. Come on, imagine.
No one was there, and
okay, sorry. No one was there.
The train was leaving in half an hour.
Allora per forza che non c'era ancora nessuno.
Devo dare qualche assist poi.
Half an hour.
And I was a little bored.
And I was a little worried.
Suddenly, I heard.
Scusate, no, pensavo che venisse il perché era a little worried. Okay.
Suddenly, I heard a noise, a scary noise.
A scary
noise from the station.
From within, magari, the station.
Okay.
Okay. Who wants to go on?
There had been probably a problem with the, non so, il motore, with the, non so come si dice
engine,
with the engine of a train.
Okay.
Of a Frecciargento train.
Diciamo è fast train.
A fast train.
No, se vuoi metto Frecciargento, però è Frecciargento train. One of the fastest ones.
Dot. No, dot.
Come?
Dot.
Full stop. Full stop.
Stop.
Ah, scusa, freccia, non freaccia. Allora, qui potevamo mettere anche probably davanti. Probably there had been a problem with the engine of a train, a Frecciargento train, one of the fastest ones. Okay, who wants to go on? No one?
Then, as long as I had time, I got out the train.
Since
I had time, I had time. I got out from out the train.
Yes, of the coach, se vuoi.
Of the coach. And I walked along the marciapiede del treno, the
platform.
A platform. And I saw an hole in the ground.
Ah, a hole.
Hole. No. Hole.
Ah, a hole.
Buco.
Ok, scusa, allora,
a hole.
Yes.
In the ground.
On the ground.
Che fantasia.
Adesso sono curiosa. I'm curious now. I want to see how it finishes. Since I had time, I got out of the coach and I walked along the platform. I saw a hole on the ground.
I looked. I watched inside it.
I watched inside it
And I could see the ruins of an ancient city.
Wow. Wow, this is fantasy. The ruins of an ancient city. Okay.
I entered the hall.
It was a big hall.
Yes.
Okay. I went inside.
I went inside. And I lighted with my smartphone. I light by my smartphone.
My smartphone.
And I could see the floor.
Skeleton. A skeleton.
A skeleton. A skeleton.
I discovered an Herculano 2. A second Herculano.
That was Herculano 2. No. Okay. Please remember that you have to write a maximum of 190 words, and we already have written 125. And the story must have a starting, a development, and an ending, which is coherent and, well organized. So you have to come to an ending which makes sense, basically.
Sorry, what did you say? 180 words.
90.
That's right.
190 at most.
Okay.
So when I got on the train, I found a seat and sat down. No one was there. The train was leaving in half an hour. Allora, forse il fatto che il treno stesse partendo dopo mezz'ora era una spiegazione. The train was leaving in half an hour. And I was a little worried. E qui però non si capisce perché.
Not worried, bored.
Ah, bored. Ah, scusa. Sorry. Okay. Suddenly, I heard a noise, a scary noise from within the station. Probably there had been a problem with the engine of a train, a Freccia Argento train, one of the fastest ones. Since I had time, I got out of the coach and I walked along the platform. I saw a hole on the ground. I watched inside it, ma anche inside è sufficiente. And I could see the ruins of an ancient city. I went inside the hole and I lighted the area with my smartphone torch. And I could see a skeleton. That's how I discovered. That's how I discovered Herculano 2.
I was becoming very famous.
Okay.
I was glad because I could
become very famous. I was glad because I would have become very famous.
But at the end, the train whistled.
The train?
Fischiare, whistled.
Ah, whistled. Whistled.
And I get up. And I svegliarsi, come si dice.
Woke up.
Yes.
I had the same conclusion. I was thinking about the same.
Me too.
I was glad because I would have
was a
become
dream.
very famous. But then the train whistled and I got up from my dream. Okay. Okay, that's good. How many words? 149, okay, could be a little longer, but cosa, perché non me lo dà? Perché whistled, cosa ho sbagliato? La virgola secondo lui? Sì, è vero. Then the train whistled and I got up from my dream. Ok. Anche qui, got out of the coach and I walked along the platform. Ok. That's not bad, not bad at all. Non si è capito bene cos'era questo rumore, ma vabbè, insomma. E anche questa informazione che era un frecciargento non è molto relevant, ma va bene lo stesso. Yes, you must try.
Maria Pia, scusa, how can we say un testo collettivo? A collective test?
Yes.
No, non
a group work, a team work. A teamwork.
Maria Pia, a scuola si dà un testo collettivo, cioè si fa proprio un testo collettivo con i bambini, con i ragazzi. Si dice,
sì.
Let's do a teamwork.
Yes.
Okay.
O a group text, a group story. Sì, però io lo definirei teamwork. Che forte questa cosa, è divertente, però it's funny.
Maria Pia, may I ask you one thing? The sentence was from within the station. I do not understand the use of within.
Dall'interno della stazione.
Okay.
Ok, potevi dire from inside.
From the inside, I would say.
Ok, potevi anche dire from inside the station, but from within anche va bene. Within vuol dire dall'interno della stazione.
Ok,
potevi dire da dentro la stazione o dall'interno della stazione. Da dentro diventa from inside the station, dall'interno della stazione from within the station.
Ok, thank you.
But can I ask something to Sarah?
Sarah, yes.
Aren't you from Adria?
No.
Okay.
Where are you from, Sarah?
I am from Arcole, which is a village between Verona and Vicenza.
Okay, because you look like a friend of
Adrian
mine.
Citizen.
You look like, yes, like Adria Citizen.
She lives now in Mantua, but she moved from Adria.
Okay,
sorry,
that would have been a how can I say, a compliment on his part, because he loves Adria so much. And so saying you look like a person from Adria.
all people from Adria are nice people, so
yes.
Okay,
it's a compliment.
Maybe I have a sosia.
Yes.
Okay, now we still have about 20 minutes left. What would you like to do? Would you like to try another one? Would you like to you tell me. I've got the impression you are talking too little. I'm talking a lot and you're talking too little. So I don't know. What can I do to help you talk?
We can't write
another story.
Shall we write another story?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, let's write another story. What was the title? There were two titles.
Or I have the same required, Maria Pia.
Yes.
As before said, I don't know who told it, about the listening, because it's difficult. If you can help us
yes,
to understand more.
Yes.
Maybe stopping and tell us what they are saying.
Okay. Okay. The problem is, you know what? I really hope to be able to do these classes for the CPIA next year, because with Europol, they do a wonderful job in sharing all the lessons in streaming. But when I work in streaming, I cannot use any, material from the network or from anywhere because they're under copyright. So that's the problem, you cannot use listenings taken from YouTube or whatever because they are under copyright. So I have to study a way to find free materials. Let's see if we can find free listenings.
Maria Pia, it's not the same if you read something to us, for example.
Could be the same, but
not I know it's not the same thing. Like when I do some at school, sometimes I read for children. It's not the same because it's too easy for them, and I maybe it's not the same. But if we can do well, I don't know. We
could simply see an image.
Okay, this seems to be
to
free English listening lessons. Talk about climate change. Listening lesson C1, C2. Let's see if we can find something free. There might be something free. Which listening library? Free from copyright. Okay. What about 5 free sites with listening material for English language learner? Let's see about what they say.
Maria Pia, sorry, I must say goodbye. I must leave.
Go. Okay.
Thank you very much.
No
Goodbye.
problems. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. I am sharing the screen. Am not I?
Yes.
Can you? Okay.
Yes.
Good.
Guida la lettura, sì.
Okay.
No. You're not.
I'm not sharing the screen.
No.
Okay.
Yes. No, yes.
Sorry.
Explain to you why before we start. I'm a real fan of websites where you've got the listening, but you've also got the text, so you can listen and follow along, read along at the same time. And I'm currently learning Polish, and I find it so useful when I learn Polish to be able to listen and read at the same time. And I've done this with previous languages that I've learned, like French and Spanish as well. So this is the reason I'm choosing these websites. So all of the websites that I'm going to show you, A, are free, there's no sign up. B, obviously there's listening material on them. C, there's scripts, so each one of them will provide the script to the text. And last of all, very importantly, they've got exercises that the students do. So great websites to show your students because they can study on their own, develop their listening skills and do exercises and check their understanding. They're not necessarily the best websites in the world, but they do those things, and that's the reason that I've chosen them. I really hope you like this video, and if you do, please like it. Please, if you've got any other websites that you can suggest to me with listening material, please add them into the comments at the bottom. I'll be very interested in looking at new websites with listening material. Please share this video. Let's get started. 5 great websites, listening material with those criteria in place. Okay, I'm going to start with a website called Talk English. Lots of material on this website, but we're going to focus just on the listening material. So if you look on the left-hand side here,
Okay,
come down
Talk
to English
English.
listening
Let's
lessons.
go to Talk
Notice
English.
you've got
Maybe I should go to YouTube though. Are we sure it's free? Talkenglish.com. Okay, let's try talkenglish.com. Okay, this is it. Okay, speaking, video, listening. Basic, intermediate, advanced. Shall we try intermediate or advanced? Let's try advanced.
Yes, better.
Okay. Okay, so do not view the questions until after you have listened to the audio file. Reading the questions first will not help you improve your English listening skills. On the contrary, there, at the exam, you are allowed to have a look at the questions before listening to the audios. And I find it could be useful. But anyway, step 2, quiz, view questions. If you are uncertain about the answers to the questions, listen to the audio file again after having read the questions. After you have made all your selections, you may view the answers to see how you did. Show conversation dialogue. You should read the conversation dialogue to help you study. Okay, anyway.
Hi, my name is Mark.
Mark? I'm Bill. Glad to meet you.
Yeah, so where are you from?
I'm from Houston, Texas.
Ah, I'm from Southern California.
So what year are you?
I'm a freshman.
This is my first year too.
So what made you decide to come to California for school? I hear Austin is a good school.
It's alright, but I think Berkeley is better.
So is this where you wanted to come?
To tell you the truth, I wanted to go to Stanford. I made it on the waiting list, but 99% of the people accepted to Stanford go there. Like, who wouldn't, right?
Very true. But this is still a good school.
I'm not complaining. I just know that I wanted to come to California. Texas is cool and all, but I wanted to experience different things.
That's good. Do you know what you plan on majoring in?
I was thinking about political science, but now I'm leaning towards English literature. How about you?
I plan on majoring in EE.
Do you know where the Smith building is? I have to pick up the syllabus for my psychology class. I missed the first day.
That's a great start. It's over there by the library.
It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, we should hang out later.
Cool. I'll see you tomorrow in class then.
Alright, later.
Okay. Do you want to listen to it again?
Yes.
Okay, now, shall I tell you one tip first? A useful thing would be to remember that English is a very, how can I say, rhythmical language. They make longer or shorter the sentences or the words according to a specific rhythm. And the rhythm is tum, 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 and where the tum always falls on the important word. So, for example, I don't know, in a sentence like, I don't know, I'm very cold because the weather was very wet and I was very raining and I got wet. In this sentence, let's write it. I got a cold. What did I can't remember because the weather was rainy and I got wet. I got a cold because the weather was raining and I got wet. In that sentence, they do not, how can I say, pronounce in the same way all the single words. They gave, they put the accent, the rhythm on the basic, on the important words for the meaning. So, for example, got cold. they wouldn't say, I got a cold. They would say, got cold, where got cold are the two important words to make you understand the meaning. Because the weather was rainy. Rainy becomes very long because that's the focus, you know, because the weather was raining. So weather, rainy. And I got wet. That's how they would talk, you know. They wouldn't pronounce every single word the same way. They would say something like, got cold because the weather was raining and I got wet. So got cold, weather rainy, got wet. That's what you must understand. All the rest you make up. So don't expect to understand and translate every single word. Forget it. This is the wrong way to be able to understand an English person speaking. Catch the basic words. Once you can catch the basic words, which are easy to catch because those are the words where the accent falls in a sentence. Once you catch those, you can recreate in your mind the entire, you know, sentence. It's like, I don't know, Arabian people writing only the consonants and skipping the vowels, because once you see the consonants, you can, you know, recreate the word, the entire word. That's the same with English. When you catch the basic words in your mind, you recreate the meaning of the sentence. So do not try and understand every single word because you'll get lost. Catch the main words. And from there, you will be able to follow, to understand the entire, the meaning of the entire sentence. So in this sentence, I got a cold because the weather was raining and I got wet. They would say something like, got cold because the weather was raining and I got wet. So got cold because the weather was raining and I got wet. So got cold, weather rainy, got wet. Okay, so try to catch the basic words. And then you know, recreate the meaning of the sentence in your mind. It's only a matter of practice, actually. It's only a matter of practice. At first it looks, oh my God, but then you'll do it automatically. Don't laugh, sorry, it's true. So where were we? Want to listen to it again? Okay.
Hi, my name is Mark.
Mark? I'm Bill. Glad to meet you.
Yeah, so where are you from?
I'm from Houston, Texas.
Ah, I'm from Southern California.
So what year are you?
I'm a freshman.
This is my first year too.
So what made you decide to come to California for school? I hear Austin is a good school.
It's alright, but I think Berkeley is better.
So is this where you wanted to come?
To tell you the truth, I wanted to go to Stanford. I made it on the waiting list, but 99% of the people accepted to Stanford go there. Like, who wouldn't, right?
Very true. But this is still a good school.
I'm not complaining. I just know that I wanted to come to California. Texas is cool and all, but I wanted to experience different things.
That's good. Do you know what you plan on majoring in?
I was thinking about political science, but now I'm leaning towards English literature. How about you?
I plan on majoring in EE.
Do you know where the Smith building is? I have to pick up the syllabus for my psychology class. I missed the first day.
That's a great start. It's over there by the library.
It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, we should hang out later.
Cool. I'll see you tomorrow in class then.
All right, later.
Okay, was that better? Was that better?
Yes, of course.
Now, did you practice the way I told you?
Yes.
Okay, now let's see if there are some questions.
Excuse me, what is W o double
Double
qualcosa.
E. Double E,
double.
I was asking myself as well, what does double E means? Probably economic something. I don't know. We might be able to discover later. Anyway, question 1. What 2 states are the guys from? New York and Oregon, California and New York, Texas and California, Texas and New York.
Texas and California.
Texas, Houston, Texas, and California.
Yes.
What year are the 2 students in? Both are freshmen. One is a freshman and the other is a sophomore. One is a sophomore and the other is a junior. Both are senior.
Maybe
I think first one.
Yes, both are freshmen. Mike, I think he was called, said, I'm a freshman. And
Yes.
Bill said, I'm in my first year too. Both
Okay.
are freshmen.
Sophomore.
In the first year.
What is the meaning of sophomore?
Sophomore is, come si può dire in italiano? Uno che tipo all'ultimo anno, queste cose qui.
Ah, ok, thank you.
Come si dice in italiano?
Vecchio.
Sì, però nel senso...
Maturando.
Vediamo come traduce, dai, facciamo prima vedere, non mi viene in mente la parola italiana. Allora.
Un senior.
Senior è ancora più sophomore.
Upgrade.
Dovrebbe essere del secondo anno, comunque non più una matricola.
Sì, esatto, del
terzo
secondo
anno.
al terzo anno, dipende da quando, nessun risultato. Come nessun risultato? L'ho scritto sbagliato. Sophomore.
Il secondo anno, dai.
Sì, comunque del secondo o del terzo anno, dipende se sono 3 o 4 anni di università, capito? Comunque c'è praticamente freshman, junior, sophomore e senior. E là dipende da quanti anni sono di università, comunque sì, terzo o quarto anno. Scusa, secondo, terzo anno, secondo o terzo anno, a seconda se sono di 3 anni o di 4 anni di università. Comunque, not a freshman. Freshman è first year. What university are they currently at? Austin, Stanford, Berkeley, UCLA, University College of Los Angeles.
Stanford e Berkeley.
Come?
Stanford e Berkeley.
One or the other?
Berkeley, probably.
I don't think Stanford, because he said, I want to go to
He wanted to go to Stanford, but there were too many appliances. Berkeley, I can't remember what he said.
Or
I think he said Austin.
For me, it's Austin.
Maybe Austin. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But anyway, what are all the majors that were brought up?
Too many.
Political science, English literature, and electrical.
Electrical engineering.
Engineering. That's EE. Okay. Science, English literature, mechanical.
The first.
Biology, yes. Check answer. Vediamo dov'è l'università. 3 out of 4.
Berkeley.
Dov'è che c'è qua?
Under there are the answer.
The source.
Okay.
Berkeley.
Berkeley.
Yeah.
I don't know Berkeley. Ok. Sì, aveva detto Berkeley, ma mi pareva di... Ma non mi ricordavo. Comunque, vedete, you see what's the difficulty? They mention all of the possible answers. So you have to be very concentrated on the correct one. But I assure you that you will be given time to read the questions before. And if you read the questions before, you know what
it's easier. Yeah,
it's
concentrate.
Is exactly, you know where you must concentrate, and then you know it's easier to remember, because I knew what he said. I could understand what he said. Simply, I can't remember. You know, but if you read the question before, then you will remember because you will pay attention, you know. So it's easier. Show conversation. Okay, this is the conversation. Okay. You want to listen to it again and see where the accents are fall, what words the accents fall.
Hi, my name is Mark.
Mark?
Hi.
I'm Bill. Glad to meet you.
Yeah, so where are you from?
I'm from Houston, Texas.
Ah, I'm from Southern California.
So what year are you?
I'm a freshman.
This is my first year too.
So what made you decide to come to California for school? I hear Austin is a good school.
It's alright, but I think Berkeley is better.
So is this where you wanted to come?
To tell you the truth, I wanted to go to Stanford. I made it on the waiting list, but 99% of the people accepted to Stanford go there. Like, who wouldn't, right?
Very true. But this is still a good school.
I'm not complaining. I just know that I wanted to come to California. Texas is cool and all, but I wanted to experience different things.
That's good. Do you know what you plan on majoring in?
I was thinking about political science, but now I'm leaning towards English literature. How about you?
I plan on majoring in double E.
Do you know where the Smith building is? I have to pick up the syllabus for my psychology class. I missed the first day.
That's a great start. It's over there by the library.
It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, we should hang out later.
Cool. I'll see you tomorrow in class then.
Alright, later.
Okay, so you see, you basically say only the essential words. Hi, my name's Mark. Mark, Bill, glad to meet you. So they basically say only the basic words. All the rest is shortened, is, how can I say? Anyway, but once you hear and you are able and experience, you know how to catch the basic words, all the rest comes, if you know what I mean. So this is a good suggestion, you know, this, what's called? It's called talkenglish.com, talkenglish.com. Then he had other 4 free sites. So yeah, fantastic.
Maria Pia, sorry, but
yes,
this was at advanced listening, so we can do. We can start to the intermediate listening for our exam. Or
if you want to, yes, you can start with intermediate and then moved on to advanced. But this will be more or less the level you will be asked to understand in your B2 Cambridge course, advanced. So yeah. Okay. But I have posted because, okay, it's important to know how to listen to the listening, but it's also very important to know what you are expected to do at the exam. And I have posted, I think, 10 or 12 different listenings, complete listenings for the Cambridge listening part, because in that way, you can see what you will have to do, because there will be different parts. In some parts, you will have to choose the right answer. In another part, you will have to write the missing words. In another part, you will have to combine, match, I don't know, the speaker with a sentence, something like that. So there are different exercises, and it's also important to know how that specific exam works, because if you know how it works, you are already, you know, in a good position. So listening is very useful, but if you listen to specific listenings for the exam, it's even better. So try the one I posted. Try also this website, of course, no problems, but also try the ones I posted on the Google shared document, because they are really examples of Cambridge B2 listening.
And Maria Pia, excuse me, how long is each listening during 1 hour? You already told us, yes.
1 hour. 1 hour, but it's divided into 4 parts. So you can, if you don't have 1 hour, you can have a quarter of an hour each day. Do the first part, part of the listening one day, the second part the following day, the third part another day, and so on. And that
no,
makes...
excuse me, I don't mean the exam. I mean the conversation, the listening. How long is it?
Allora, the listening is something like that. You have to listen and reply to the questions, and that will last 1 hour. Then the conversation, the speaking part, is about 45 minutes. And that's the one I told you. When you enter the room, you introduce yourself, you are asked about your likes and dislikes, special occasions, media, and then you have to describe a photo and compare 2 photos. That's the speaking part. That will be 45 minutes. More or less, 45 minutes. Okay, and then there will be a reading and the use of English grammar, basically, and then there will be the writing part with the essay and you know, the articles and the story and so on. It's all, anyway, it's all in the Google shared document. You will find the explanation of the entire exam, examples of the various parts of the exams, many examples of the listenings, and also the text. Maybe I shouldn't say that on streaming, with the relevant listening, the textbook. I've put everything into the Google document which we shared. Okay, so
thank you.
Don't worry, very welcome. So yes, I'm at your disposal. If you need anything, you know, write an email or text me on Viber or wherever you want to. Have a good week. If you want to come tomorrow, yes, Claudio, sign your presence. Don't worry, don't worry. Yes. Do you want me to share the link again to sign your presence? No, it wasn't to this one, sorry. Here it is. Okay, here's the link to sign your presence. Okay.
Maria Pia, when is next lesson? Because I think we have holidays for Carnival, or not?
Okay, yes, we probably have. I will post you the, wait a second. Maybe it was in here. Okay, this is the calendar.
Okay.
B2, but you can come whenever you want to. You can come to all lessons if you want to. I don't care, really. Do come as much as you can, because I think it's always useful. But this is B2A, isn't it? So what day is it today? No, it's B2B, the 15th of February. The next one is the 8th of March. And then the 20th. But if you want to come next week as well, on the 23rd of February, you're very welcome. And even if you want to come tomorrow, you're welcome. It's B1, but can be useful all the same. So come whenever you want to. I always send both links to to you, both the B1 and the B2 links to all of you, because if you can come, you're very welcome. Okay, so thanks for today.
Thank you.
Have a good week or a good fortnight. Bye-bye. See you.
Bye. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.